Some of y'all might only recognize the man with the most iconic Heisman moment ever for his pristine suit game, flawless fro, and trademark smile on Saturday mornings. But 30 years ago, Desmond Howard sprinted 93 yards past his rivals and straight into college football lore.
Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
That iconic moment capped a 10-1 regular season for the Michigan Wolverines and was a little something special to Howard's friends back in his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. But he was putting on for the city throughout the entirety of his 1991 Heisman campaign. Des was essentially the man responsible for just about every point that Michigan put up.
You know, I play receiver and I scored 20 touchdowns. I'm also a punt returner and kickoff returner. And I also block a little bit.
Dude was electric straight off the bat. Week 1, Boston College found themselves on the wrong end of a 4 total touchdown performance. 3 of them receiving, and one of them.
Oh, look out. Goodbye. Touchdown.
The very next week against rival and then number 7 Notre Dame, we had what at the time was viewed as Des's Heisman moment. 4th down and less than a yard. Wolverines just trying to maintain their 3-point lead late in the final quarter. Now, being a former running back myself, I'm hollering to the high heavens to run the daggone ball. But when you're on about the 25-yard line and you have a Heisman candidate out there, you can do this.
They're back to fire for it. They went for it all. A diving catch for a touchdown. Holy cow. Would you believe this?
Lays it to the right guy, the Heisman Trophy candidate, Desmond Howard.
From there, the man known as Magic, a testament to his middle school hoops acumen, he was making plenty of that.
He is Magic today, folks.
Making multiple house calls in each of the next 6 games, including a 3-touchdown performance against the Hoosiers. By regular season's end, Howard had a touchdown in every single tilt in which he touched the field. So the 12 single-season Michigan records he set should come as no surprise. The final line for him, though, 61 catches for 960 yards and 19 touchdowns.
That's as good as you can play, wide receiver.
12 rushes for 165 and a couple more house calls.
And there's the touchdown.
And then one more touchdown each as a kick returner and the all-too-memorable one as a punt returner. With that, his candidacy for college football's highest honor was cemented. But what about the cats who were in the running for it with him? Well, it ain't like they had much of a case against Dez. Couple those video game numbers with the fact that UM was all over national television every single week. And yeah, he winds up with 640 first place votes, while none other person has more than 30. The Heisman winner from the previous year, Todd Detmer out of BYU, finished 3rd. UW was your eventual national champion, led by mammoth defensive lineman Steve Ettman, who wound up finishing 4th in Heisman voting.
He is just a real load, like a raging bull out there.
Florida State's Casey Weldon was your runner-up. Weldon's Noles were the only regular season L on the Dez-led Michigan team's schedule, in a game where both players were balling. 2 diving touchdown catches for Howard and 3 scores in the air for Weldon. The FSU quarterback flatly said at one point that if Dez won the Heisman and the Noles won the Natty, he'd, quote, make that trade right now. Only half of that worked out. Now, if much of that faded from memory, you can be forgiven, because it was really one moment that came to define that season. Entering the regular season finale against the Buckeyes, Dez had scored just about every way an offensive player could. The one box he hadn't checked, a punt return. Allow me to set the stage. 4 minutes left before the break, and Michigan held a 14-point lead. The Buckeyes offense got to about midfield, drive fizzled out, and head coach John Cooper intended to have his punter kick the ball out of bounds, because they knew daggone well that if old 2-1 got the ball in the open field, it was over with. Well, the path to hell is paved with good intentions, and Howard's Heisman campaign was paved, sealed, and delivered with this return.
Nice high kick, got a little wind under it. And it runs Howard back. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
Craziest part about that now renowned pose is that he was torn on whether or not he was even going to do it. Because earlier in the year, Des sought out the help of a gymnast who taught him how to do a backflip, just for the sole purpose of potentially doing that going into the end zone.
Here's my golden opportunity. Catch the punt, racing down the left sideline. So at this point, I'm thinking, am I going to do this backflip? I would say probably around the 8-yard line going in. I kind of chickened out because I figured if I didn't do it right, then I'm on SportsCenter for the wrong thing. And I did that pose, which I think turned out to be better than doing a backflip.
But don't mistake the A1 Selly game for a cockiness that separated him from his beloved team. Howard's humility was exemplified in his Heisman acceptance speech, one that lasted all of 36 seconds and was dedicated to the rest of the Wolverines. But the man could still have some fun.
You know, these trophies and accolades and awards, I think, kind of reinforces to me that I definitely was the best college player Desmond Howard could be in the 1991 season.
You're not going to start talking about yourself in the third person now, are you, Desmond?
Of course, I won Heisman.
And since that time, Des has only solidified his status as a college football icon. He's still revered in Ann Arbor, and he's a fixture on television every single week.
I've been waiting for you to do.
Yeah,
do the pose.
I said I don't have a Desmond do the Heisman, but Desmond do the Heisman pose, please, right quick. Give it to the people. Hey! I promised that Desmond would do the Heisman pose, and you got it.
His laugh is infectious, his style is impeccable, and that pose he so perfectly hit on November 23rd, 1991 became the ultimate flex for folks that played the game, and even in a couple of instances outside of it.
There's one circumstance, though. We have to see you strike the Heisman pose.
As he crossed the goal line and Keith Jackson yelled, "Hello, Heisman," it was a rare bit of history that we knew we were witnessing even as it happened. A Magic man completing a historic season, striking an iconic pose.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.